Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Praxis-to-Power, the pre-institute for the SICSS-Howard Mathematica Summer Institute site. Hopefully you saw my message in the waiting room and also saw the same message in Slack. Welcome to day 2. We started at 10 after the hour to give you a chance to trickle in. Our morning is a little bit more relaxed. So I'm hoping that you took a little time to center yourself, maybe did some deep breathing, reviewed our schedule, which is very organic, has been up, several months, but we make little tweaks and such every night to make sure that everything is there for you to fully take advantage of this experience. I hope you've taken some time to center yourself, think of any questions you have for me, and also our funded alumni panel, which you will engage with in just a little while. And again, set your intentions. Is your goal during today, during this institute, during this 2 weeks to get more comfortable with R? Is it to work on mastery of a particular topic, a particular area of our work? Is it to feel more comfortable speaking up in spaces like this? Is it to what are your intentions? What I would encourage everyone is to seed any thoughts about the functioning, the administration, the recording of all this stuff to me and my staff. I want you all to fully immerse yourself in a learning posture. So whatever is on your business card, however you're feeling this morning or how you felt yesterday or how you think you'll feel tomorrow, this is a space for you to just be a learner. So we'll start our morning with me reminding you of a few things, and I've amended this a little bit to include a beautiful sentiment from one of our speakers yesterday. But I want to remind you, when you enter the space, to be who you are, and as you are, you're enough. What you have to give and the questions you bring to the table are enough. I want to make sure that every step of the way you pause and take care of your biological, technological, psychological, spiritual needs as they come up. We're all human. Everyone is a student here, no matter what your title is on your business card. Set your personal intentions for today. Start thinking about what you want. Is there something you want to learn? Collaboration, some sort of project? Is it asking questions confidently, practicing art? What are your intentions? Know your personal signs of feeling overwhelmed or self-sabotage. For me, I start to remove myself from the group and start trying to do things on my own. So I'll tell myself, if I only spend some time doing R on my own, I'll be ready for that workshop instead of going to the workshop. So that think about, what your personal sabotage things are, the personal signs of feeling overwhelmed, and reach out if we can be helpful. And then also, I wanted to add Carter Clinton's statement yesterday, which is, I belong here and I'm entitled to be here, whether that be this space, which is unapologetically Black and welcoming of experiences of those that are minoritized and othered, or any other space. All right, so you'll notice we dropped a question in the chat box. We're going to do that every morning so you can get to know each other a little bit. They'll range from like little fun things to, actually they'll generally be very fun. So the attendance question today is, what song do you currently have stuck in your head? So I have a song from TikTok stuck in my head. It's like, it's like a 90s alternative, like I'm just a kid and my life is a nightmare, a song stuck in my head. So what songs are stuck in your head? What are you bopping around to or deeply annoyed with that's stuck in your head right now? So drop that in the chat box. We also welcome every morning, if something amazing is happening, humble brag, like, did you get tenure last night? Did you get a publication accepted? Did you think about submitting a publication to a journal? Did you get in some good reps at the gym? Did you make some sort of amazing a food thing? So one of our event assistants is a cook, is quite the chef. So did you make something in the kitchen that just blew your mind? Did you take a walk last night? Anything that you humbly feel is worth bragging about, feel free to drop in the chat box. Share that with your colleagues. And feel free to pump each other up and encourage each other, whatever that thing is, okay? So we'll do that every morning. There'll be lots of opportunities for you all to interact with each other. We'll keep doing groups and you'll actually keep mixing them up. So some folks mentioned that they're like, oh, I would have loved to have talked to other people about those questions. Don't worry, you will get to meet everyone and spend time with everyone. And if there's someone particularly interesting that you're just like, oh, the background looks interesting, again, check out the people page. There'll be times during the day when you're on breaks where you can go to one of our breakout rooms. and just talk to people. So I'm going to turn the breakout rooms on for just a second, so I can make you aware of the fun names we've chosen today. So we'll try to choose something fun every day. So today's rooms are an homage to Black female athletes. So we've got Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams, Sha'Carri, Brittany, you know, Allison, Wilma, and all sorts of Black female athletes that are out there just like destroying. So we will continue to find ways to center and bring up, especially Black women. But we will highlight the culture as many ways as we can during our time together. So you'll have time to head to those rooms in between things. We added a break today actually for you. You'll have some time to do that. And you know, if there's someone you want to meet, say, hey, why don't we meet in the Sha'Carri room or Naomi Osaka room, and get to know each other. Okay. And there are a lot of you that have a lot of things in common, and others you might want to, your intention might be to spend 10 minutes with everybody, you know, at some point. So maybe that's your goal. All right, so we'll try to leave a little time for questions at the end, but there's a few things we have to get done. So one of them is, and this information should not be surprising to you because I've collected it from you previously, so it should go pretty fast. So SICSS Central, SICSS Umbrella, which is Matt and Chris and the good folks at SSRC, need you to fill out this form so they can add you to the database. So you're currently on our website. This will add you to the database. So it's a very quick form. It includes, again, most of the stuff that you filled out for me, including me asking you to get your bio down to 50 words. So that was for a reason, that was for them. So if you could take a minute and fill that out for me, that'd be great. And feel free to continue listening along as you do that. I will continue going down our things to do list if I can find them. If I can find it, I had it just a second ago. I'll just reopen it. There we go. We'll just, while you fill that out, I will reopen our agenda and scroll down in the agenda. Da, 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 da. Where did we go? Oh, I know why I can't find it. I'm looking for it in the wrong place. Da, 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 da. So go ahead and fill that out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did, what's the form? Okay, well, we'll start with the consent form. So thank you, I attached the wrong form. So please, if you have not filled out the consent form, if you could do that for me, that'd be great. There are a few of you who haven't had a chance to get to it just yet. Let's see. Where did my document go? This is live, folks. Here we go. That's why I can't find it. All right. So if you haven't had a chance to fill out that consent form, please go ahead and do that. If there are any particular issues that you would like to go over, please feel free to write me in Slack so that we can go over those things. Merlin, can you drop the daily checklist for me in the chat box? Can you send that to me directly? Thank you. I've lost it. Yeah, that's the one we just went through. Thank you, Merlin. Merlin is our tech magician, which is why he is called Merlin. Let's see. Yes, everybody should be filling out that consent form. Thank you. Fabulous. Okay, go ahead and again, please check all the boxes unless you would like the one on the question on the bottom. Ask if there's anything that you don't want us to use. So only check those boxes if there are things you want to discuss, and follow that up with a message to me, please. Okay, so we handled the consent form slightly out of order, but you got that. That's great. All right, so our next one is the form, let's see, from SICSS Umbrella. I will work on finding that. We'll move on to the next one. If you have not signed up yet for lunchtime speaker, asking questions of lunchtime speakers, our panel speakers, and our, that should be that, lunchtime speakers, panel speakers, and our guest speakers, please do that for me. So the order on the list doesn't matter at all. So being number one doesn't mean anything in particular. There's no order. So I think if you're on the list, please start at number one and go all the way down to number 6. Everyone needs to sign up for let's see, at least 2 lunchtime talks, at least 1 guest speaker, and at least 1 panel. So I'm going to go over this really quickly with all of you. So we have 7 bite-sized lunchtime discussions. They range from about 20 minutes to about 45 minutes. So the expectation is you will watch the video ahead of that day and come up with some questions. And I will moderate the discussion, and a little bit in, we'll start to highlight you and you'll get a chance to ask a question. The times of those and the descriptions of those are there. If there is a yellow box that says claim a video, no repeats until all taken, please select one of the videos so we have coverage for both. So in the case of day 3, there's Cite Black Women Collective and Vary CSS. So please put next to your name which video you're going to watch. You can watch both if you want, but we want to make sure we have coverage of all the videos. So for instance, Amber, Andrea, Susanna, please put next to your name which of the 2 videos you plan to watch. Again, welcome to watch both, but we want to make sure we have coverage for both videos. Day 2 is the Just Tech platform. That's SSRC. That's going to be fun. It highlights Black women in tech, Black women who study tech and tech. Cite Black Women Collective and Vary CSS are both groups that work using citations and understanding of the writing of women to highlight our work in 2 different approaches. BCT Partners is a company that does cool things with data. So it is run by Randall Pinkett, who you met yesterday. Research Data Management team is going to talk to you about how to keep your data secure, and also how to manage your data in your research, how to set up a plan for maintaining data after you leave your institution. A lot of universities have things set up for data that many of us don't know about, so they're going to be great. They're from the library at Berkeley. MITRE is a company that does cool stuff with data. They serve government mainly, so that's going to be a fun video. Campus-wide institutional survey research and data collection. So for our political scientists, this is probably going to be interesting for you. So this is our dean of our graduate school, who's also a political scientist and does polling. So they regularly do pulse surveys and polls of the student population at Berkeley and use that for decision making. So I want to point that out, especially to our political scientists. Dean Garcia Bedoya is a force and pretty amazing. She also has her own nonprofit data company too, which she's a hero. And then we'll finish off with the Africa Center for Strategic Studies. So they'll be talking about misinformation, disinformation on the continent from a defense perspective. So our speaker is from the National Defense University. So if you're interested in misinformation, disinformation, that'll be fun. So please sign up for at least 2 of those. We're spreading the work across the entire community, so that if you need to on a day, you can coast during one of these sessions and let your classmates ask those questions. Anyone can ask questions, but we want to make sure we have at least 2 people so we can keep the conversation vibrant. So the next sheet is the guest speaker sheet. So we've got Karen Levy, Brandeis Marshall, Kyla McMullen, and Chandra Hill coming. So again, at least sign up for at least one of those, commitment to watch the video on that day, and to come up with some questions. So those are the slots on the top here. So everybody needs to sign up for at least one. And then we have office hours. So you'll get to spend 10 minutes in a small group asking that person questions. You're welcome to sign up for those in advance. We can also organize those the day of. If we do not have signups, we will release the speaker right on the hour. So it's good for us to know after you've taken a look at their bios and watched the video, if you might want to spend some time with them. So marketing, using audio and brainwaves as data, interrogating data and the different ways that it can become dirty, and then also surveillance of truckers. So for those interested in privacy and cyber and also surveillance, that's going to be a fun one. So please sign up for one of those. Thank you, Amani and Susanna, for kicking it off there. All those talks happen our second week. Our lunchtime talks start on Tuesday next week. So you have a little time to think through this. And again, these will happen, the lunchtime talks will happen 7 out of our 10 days during the 2 weeks, and the guest speakers will happen 4 days on the second week. And then finally, we'll finish off with our panel. So we ask that you sign up for at least one Q&A session and also claim a video. So there are 4 videos for our SICSS Africa plus African Descendants inaugural panel. So this will be the first event ever that crosses multiple sites. So all 4 of these sites that serve Black, African, and also African descendants or diaspora will be represented. So you'll be in the room with folks from the Cameroon site, Nigeria site, and South Africa site. We also expect we might open this up a little bit wider. We'll be interrogating data practices in the collection of data on Black people, and how indices are created, and how our voices are often left out. So this should be a fire panel. Again, there are 4 videos. Each of our speakers have done a video, and there'll be live Q&A with these folks moderated by an incredible moderator who is minister advisor to the African Union and the executive committee, was on the Security Council for the UN. It's going to be a fire panel. So think about joining us for that. And then also our new frontiers in research and technology, the future of research and equity in the metaverse. Same thing, fire speakers talking about some of the issues we've already seen in the metaverse, including the sexual harassment of women and researchers in that space, and inability to track why that is happening, and also just what will Black experiences be like in that space. We bring everything that happens in the quote unquote real world into that space. So how are we thinking about and protecting equity? And I will also add ethics in the metaverse. So please sign up for one of those 2 panels as well. We have some time, so you can take a look at the schedule, read the descriptions there, skim the videos, and decide where you would like to land. We're hoping to get that sewn up by Monday, potentially Tuesday at the latest, so we know who's doing what when, and we can follow up as needed. You will also get a chance to spend some time in the green room with the speakers you were signed up for. So, if there's somebody on here that you're super interested in meeting, we only do office hours for our guest speakers, but you will get to spend time with our panelists beforehand. So take a look at that. All right, let's get back to our checklist. So I think I have the wrong link for that form for folks for SICSS. So I will put that in, I will make sure I put that into Slack for you all later. Add to Slack, probably when you're on your break. Okay, so we're going to spend some time on the anonymous pulse survey. So thank you, those of you who were able to fill that out for us last night. This is something we'll do every morning. So we will, we got a question. Yes, the numbers are written down on the top of the document, how many you're supposed to do for each. So if you look at the description at the top, it says there are X amount of guest speakers, please sign up for X amount. So that is included on that document we sent you. So great question, Christina, thank you. Someone said they can't sign up for Google Sheet without permissions. Rebecca, if you drop your email in the chat box, we will, Merlin will add you to that right now. All right, and yes, everybody, Zoom links change every day. So you have that link at the top. So make sure you scroll down and end up at the correct Zoom link, but I'm glad everybody made it in today. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we're gonna look at our pulse survey slides. So can we go ahead and share the slides for us? Great, it should be, so we're going to P2P day 1 at the bottom. Make sure we're on that. That's day 2, we should be on day 1. All right, maybe we put it in the wrong place. Okay, so we'll start, we'll fix this later. This is all live, people. All right, so we'll go over this every morning. So it's important if you have things to say, even if it's, continue, that we know that, so that we can make adjustments. We review this and we adjust overnight. So we will shut the survey down as of 9 a.m. the following morning, so that we're able to process that ahead of some of you coming to office hours. So the things that y'all were excited about and you want to keep, so folks like the pace of the workshop, everything. So somebody had a great time yesterday that makes me happy. Presentation at the beginning and breakout rooms with small groups. You'll have a lot more of that. You'll get lots of time together in small groups. Yesterday was just the start. Warmth and welcome. I'm glad you feel that. We love you all and we want you to feel that. We want you to feel love and support in this space. Everybody whose face is on the people page, and the more that are come, are in love with you all being successful at your chosen profession. So we're here for you. I have no complaints about the way the program is running itself. I appreciate the care in which every ability level is being handled. The speakers have been great, and Annette has been an awesome moderator, host, and experienced leader guide. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm your Sherpa. I am by no means an expert in computational social science, but I show up and I try. I'm here to guide, and if I can be a help, I am always in this room. Some of you may have noticed I was still here when you left last night. May have been sleeping in front of the computer. Won't talk about that. But come and ask me questions or write to me if I can be helpful. Okay. Personal Sherpa for all of you. Let's go to the next slide. All right, things you want us to stop. Okay, so not yet. So we have a request for a master file with all necessary info. So I don't understand what that is, but whoever that person is, if you write to me directly, either on Slack or via email, I will try my best to accommodate that. So we try our best. All of the documents that we are giving you will remain in Slack. They're hyperlinked there so you can find them. And most of them have directions in them for things. So for instance, with signups today, the directions for the signup are at the top. The master Zoom list is on our schedule. And for the most part, almost everything of that will be linked to that schedule or will be put in Slack. So there's a record there for you of things. But if there are things we are sending you during the day that are not filled out by everyone, you'll definitely see them again. Okay, so if you have any feeling that there are things you're going to miss, I want to relieve you of that anxiety and just tell you I got it. So my team on it, we will handle any logistics. If anything is missing, let us know and we will get it to you. Do not allow that to stand in the way of you being able to totally focus on just being a participant. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next slide. So things you want us to stop, nothing yet and not sure. I want to hear some stops. Like, my ego is it's huge. I'm good. No, I don't know. It's probably the opposite. It's small, but I can handle feedback. We want your feedback. We will make live adjustments if we know that there are things that you need. Okay, try our best on that. So let's jump to our last one. So anything else? I would like to have the schedule a little before the days before the start. You do. It's 100% on our website. So it is, the schedule is there. Everything is there. So if you want it every day, it's you should be looking at that schedule. So the full list, all of our pre-recorded videos are there. All the slides are there. Everything is there on the website. So regularly jump to that website. So we gave you the schedule on the first day to get you warmed up. So that was sent out in advance ahead of yesterday, so that you would, so we would get everybody here on time. But from here forward, the best place to look for information is the website and the schedule. I very much enjoyed the 2 days of Head Start. Glad somebody loves that. We always get a mix of love and not love. So that when we get to the real work, we're prepared to take full advantage of this amazing opportunity. Speakers were fabulous. Again, speakers love you. If there's a speaker you want to connect with, I encourage you to tweet at them and such, because you just saw them yesterday and they were so impressed and excited about y'all. So, network is our Black faces in high places, folks said. So reach out to those folks. A lot of them are now following SICSS-Howard and responded to tweets and such from yesterday. So please get on that. Maybe 1 or 2 more introductions on the breakout room in the beginning with other folks instead of only 1 introduction to the breakout room. Oh, you're going to get so overwhelmed with how many people you're going to meet. I told someone yesterday, I usually try and write stuff down when I'm like, okay, let me write down everybody's bio. Yeah, no, it's a lot. So every day I would encourage you. So we've got 17 people and 12 days. If you highlight one person, like if you figure out one person you want to get to know every day, you'll get pretty close. And if somebody is interested in taking the lead on that, I know in my grad program at the Kennedy School, we had a lunch buddy list. So we had a list where everybody was scheduled to talk to someone every day during the program and connect. So maybe someone wants to take the lead with that. Love leadership, and make sure that everyone meets. But you will have that in your group work. And in addition to that, you've got those hangout rooms. Feel free to pull someone into that hangout room. And you also, we have it set up so you can direct message each other all the time, right to the full group. Please take advantage. So somebody teared up yesterday, having not felt welcome in academia before. Thank you. Love the heart. Whoever that is, heart right back at you. That is our goal. If you are not feeling that, let us know. That is what I wake up to do every morning with all of you, is to make you feel excited. So I want you to feel excited to be here. I want you to just feel fun. So I'm off topic because somebody sent me a request to add them to a spreadsheet. So Merlin, I am adding you to that right now. Josh, okay. Like I said, this is all live, people. Okay, Merlin, you should have access now to add anybody who does not have access to the guest speaker sign up sheet. So yeah, everything, you know, I arrive here every morning wanting to make sure that you all feel the things that I did not feel when I first arrived in academia. So often we become the solution to these problems instead of the institutions. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that later. But it's important to keep in mind. But this is a space where I hope everyone arrives and departs daily feeling built up. So the last one is, it would be nice to know why we had to meet during Juneteenth and Father's Day. Happy to address that. Most of the SICSS run at the exact same time. So the benefit of that is if it gives you a chance to network across sites. So for instance, if you happen to be a linguist or political scientist, you could start a group in our Slack, because everyone across the world is in that Slack, and connect with other people. So there are folks, there's some sites that have stuff at different times of year, but we try to align ours with the main site so that we can fully take advantage of networking. We can also pull people in to join events. Like I said, this is the first year that 4 sites are uniting to do a program together. That would not be possible if we held this at a different time. And it just happened that this year, that the weekend before that started was Father's Day, Juneteenth. So I call that Black Father's Day. So we had to make a decision. And since we wanted to highlight anti-Black racism, it felt like that was actually a gift that it was happening at the same time. So the provost from Howard is going to join us tomorrow night on Juneteenth to talk about the significance of Juneteenth, and also the importance of research on anti-Black racism and about Black people. So we, after lots of thought, we considered it a bit of a gift to know that many of us would actually not be working tomorrow. And such. So I fully recognize that this is a sacrifice for folks. And you know, I want to acknowledge whatever your experience is with Father's Day. So I am a person for whom Father's Day is a time filled with grief. I lost my father, actually, and my mother in my early 20s. I want to acknowledge that however you are feeling today is valid. You know, whatever your experience with that word father, I want to honor the sacrifice that you are all making in being here with us today, and also on Juneteenth. And I hope at the end of this you'll feel that it was worth it. So this was very unexpected for a boot camp with topical focus on anti-Black racism and inequity. So what I would add to that is reminder, our schedule, the dates were there when all of you applied. So this should not be a shock that we were together on Saturday, Sunday, and this entire 2 weeks. You know, our schedule has been organic. We've added to it, so the speakers have become clear, but the timing of everything it has been up for several months, and at least the dates were definitely there when you applied. All right, so that does it for Keep, Start, Stop. Thank you. You can drop our slides. And more. This is exactly what this exercise is for. More. Keep giving us that. And thank you for the love, Daniel. I appreciate that. All right, so let's continue on with our agenda. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So I went over, so we're going to find that SICSS information form for Umbrella. Merlin, can you scroll up to our daily sheets? Can you scroll to our daily sheets and see if you can find that information form? So it should be the exact same title. If not, again, we'll put that up on Slack for you all. So we went over the survey. Reminder, if you happen to come in late, I think we're set up so that your camera and audio are automatically off, but there's a program on. Make sure your camera and stuff is off. Today and and largely going forward, when we have speakers, we will usually do gallery and you'll be able to see everybody. That'll be shifting starting today. So we'll have everybody keep their cameras on, and we'll highlight people as they ask questions, but you should be able to see all your beautiful faces for the rest of our time together. Let's see. Reminder, you know where to find the daily Zoom links. Everybody's here. So they are in order. So day 1, go to day Praxis-to-Power day 1, Praxis-to-Power day 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 below that. So you know where to find those, which is great. Okay. So I wanted to leave a little bit of time for you all to do a survey, an assessment survey for us. So we try our best, and hopefully that's the right document. It should be a knowledge assessment survey. We want to make sure when we put our groups together that we do a mix of you all meeting different people, but that we also have skills spread across all of our groups. So what does that mean? It means when we hit a particular topic area, if there are people that have expertise, we want to spread them across the groups. So we don't want to have like 5 groups and one of the group is like after 10 minutes, they're like done. And the other groups take like 9 hours. So we're trying to mix up skill levels. So we're going to ask you to fill that out. So I want to leave some time for you all to do that. Fill that out and give us a sense of your experience with all the topics we will cover when we're together. Okay, so let's have folks start on that. So it should probably take you about 10 minutes. So let's give y'all 10 minutes to do that. Please write done in the chat box as you finish, so we can keep track of that. Kevin, if you could write done next to folks in our attendance sheet so we can track when everyone is done. And then after that, I'll go over a few more things, and you'll and then I'll leave time for questions. All right, including going over our calendar. So we're working on the knowledge assessment survey. Hopefully that is the right document. Nobody is saying it is not. Great. Okay, I'm going to look to see if I can find the other document while we're working on that. I'm looking for the other document. Merlin, did you find that for us? Let's see. Give me 1 second. I should be able to find it. I probably have it open here. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I start singing sometimes. You'll hear what my dad called a doot 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 song. I just go doot 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 doot. All right, we're looking for. Let's see. It is the. Dun, 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 dun. Again, please drop done in the chat box for us. Reminder, if you can turn on closed captioning if needed. Drop that in the, can you direct message that to me, please, Merlin, if you find it? Okay, let's see. I think Amber may have updated that to the wrong form, so we're going to find that.
I have a clarifying question about
yes.
The data wrangling will be the same as cleaning data? Like,
yeah, can you tell me what question you're looking at? Oh, data wrangling, yes. Yes, it's getting your data in a form. Great question. Getting your data in a form that's useful. So yes, data cleaning, all that. Yes, great question. Yay, questions. I think that's officially our first question. By the way, this is applause in sign language. I sign, so you might see me do this sometime. Oh, let's see. We're going to, okay. Okay, thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Haha, success. Okay, I have the form. Okay. And when folks are done, I'm going to add the other form to Slack so you all can deal with that later, because I want to go over the schedule for today and also leave time for questions. All right. So that form is in the channel for you. But let's get this one done this morning. I know someone mentioned yesterday, I'm sorry, I have two screens, so I may look away sometime. I also have two screens. If I'm looking over here, I am still, that's where you all are right now. You're over there. My notes are in front of me over here. Moderator problems. All right. Okay. So I sent the 6 information forms. So you can join the database in Slack. All right. Those of you who have not filled out the consent form, I sent that out again. Thank you, Christina, for the clarification. We're all good on that. Ella, can you please add a note to our notes for the end of the day to review completion of consent forms? We also went over our pulse survey stuff. Okay, great. I'm seeing some dones. Great, love this. For those that are done, go ahead and head to Slack and go ahead and do the form to join the database for SICSS for me, please, while we wait for everybody else. And okay, I reminded you all about arriving.
Can you hear my voice?
I can. Who is talking?
It's Rumeysa from Turkey.
Hi,
I'm really sorry,
Rumeysa.
but I feel I missed some parts because I was caring for my kids. What are we doing right now? Very sorry for this.
Oh, no
but,
worries.
yeah.
Okay, so we're filling out a form, and I hope we get to meet your little ones at some point. So we're filling out this form right now. I think this is the right one. Let's go. We're filling out that form right now. We're getting a sense of your understanding of the existing knowledge that we cover during the Institute on before we start, so that we can put people in groups that are balanced. So go ahead and fill out that form for me.
Okay.
I also reminded people about the consent form. Let's have you not worry about that right now. I'll follow up with you if you're missing it. So focus on getting that done. And when you finish, write done.
So it is the form that you sent last, right?
Yes, it should say,
Chat.
let's see, let me check. What is it? Knowledge check, that one? Yes, that one. That's the one you're filling out.
It's the knowledge assessment form. Okay.
Yes,
I will
topical
do
knowledge.
quickly.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for that again.
Don't do quickly, do well. Take your time. We got time.
Okay.
We got time.
Okay.
All right. So it looks like, so Kevin, can you write in the chat box how many people still need to finish the form for me, please? Just write it in the chat box. And you all will get introductions to all the amazing people that are supporting this work tomorrow. We'll introduce the full team. Renee, so the Slack form, if you're working on that, should be the form to be added to the SICSS database. It's on the bottom.
Thank you.
Welcome. Go Bears. Sorry, I got to stop doing that. All right, Kevin, we're at 9. Thank you, Kevin. All right. Doing great, folks. All right. Thank you. And we gave you all the background for Zoom. But I'm going to add that to the top of the Zoom list also daily. So in case you all want to use the background, you can, don't have to. Merlin, can you note that, please, and add that to our checklist for the end of the day, that we need to add the link to Zoom backgrounds to our Zoom link list for both TAs and also for participants. All right, I shared the lunchtime discussion sign-up sheet with y'all. Don't worry if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. I will follow up. We will always follow up with all these things. I know there are a lot of moving parts, but again, let me worry about that. You never have to worry about the logistics or any of that stuff. Enjoy being a student. So just a reminder that if any of you are having any trouble with Slack, you can reach out to me on Slack or over email. I think by now you all know what our SICSS email is. It's the one that wrote you to tell you got in. So you can always write to me there. Me and the team will look at messages there if you, or you can direct message me on Slack. You all also have Jose and Evan's email. So if you have immediate R questions, we've got a team for that over there. All right, so we have about 7 minutes left before our speakers join us. If not, yep. So I want to go over today's calendar with you all. So, but feel free to keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Okay, hold on 1 second. Participants. Great. Our speakers are starting to arrive. I'll go over the schedule really quickly, and then we'll take a few minutes for you to relax before we start with our speakers. So Merlin, can you go ahead and share the schedule for us, please? Great. Okay, so we're going to look at today's schedule, and I'm actually going to quickly go over tomorrow's too, because we'll leave at the end of the day before we end rather quickly today. So we'll usually go over the schedule for the next day together, but I'll go over that today as well. So this morning, Praxis-to-Power introduction, logistics. This is a place to fill out forms, get you motivated, and also answer questions. We start our day by looking at where you'll land at the end of this. So that's our funded alumni research in progress panel. So we will, I'm actually going to say this out loud real quick. Merlin, can you send a note to our waiting room as people arrive and just tell them we'll let them in a few minutes. We're just finishing up. So you can click waiting room under the chat and send a note to them. So just make sure our folks know that we'll start in a minute. So we're going to start at the end today. So we'll talk about funded alumni research projects. So at the end of this, we would love to give you money to work on these projects. We have funds to do that, to give to teams or to individuals for work related to computational social science, of course. So these are people that were successful in getting funding. Some of them also got funding from the main site last year. Unfortunately, I'm going to announce that the main site will not be offering funding to everyone this year. So your only source of funding from SICSS will be from our site. So there are a lot of sites that actually won't have the ability to get funding for projects. We have exclusive funding. So keep that in mind. So you're start thinking about your questions for them. What did they do during the Institute that set them up for that? Collaboration. What was the funding application process like? Start to think about that, okay? So that's, let's scroll down. There'll be 3 of those presentations there from across the experiences of our applicants. So we've got PhD students, candidates, junior faculty, and postdocs that have been funded that are all here. So there'll be 3 projects. And if you haven't had a chance to look at the videos there, again, we're still getting warmed up. You might want to take a look at their slides. I will ask a few questions to get them warmed up, but we will turn it over to you all to ask questions, to start thinking about it. Let's scroll down, please, Merlin. All right, then we'll spend 2 hours from 12 to 2 where you all can do whatever you want. So I will be here for office hours. If you have questions, again, we'll keep a record of that. And we'll post all of those on Slack, or I'll go over those in the morning. So everyone has the benefit of everyone's questions. You could also go back through the bootcamp materials, do the coding. You could watch your lecture video for tomorrow. You're welcome to take a room here in a group and do this work together, or log out, whatever you'd like. There's also a ton of exclusive content here about our planning team. You may want to start watching your lunchtime panel or guest speaker videos and get your questions together. You can do that too. So we've left 2 hours for you to figure out what you need to do to enter into our space tomorrow, ready to go. So there's a big 2-hour gap today. And then after that 2 hours, it's not on there, but we're going to give you a 15-minute break. So we skipped putting the break in there because we wanted to try to end early because it's Father's Day, but we will add in a 15-minute break there for you. And then you'll jump into your R workshop with Evan and Jose again. And again, that is optional. If you felt like you got what you needed yesterday, don't have to go, but I would recommend for the sake of community, even if you're like an R master, that there's a benefit to having extra hands in that room to make sure that everyone does well. And also it's another chance for you all to get to know each other. Our breakout rooms will be open throughout the day too. So if you want to jump to one of those, you always have the ability to jump between rooms. The only rooms that we ask that you not jump to without us offering you permission is the speaker room and the staff room. So our staff sometimes has to go there and have conversations. So, all right, so that's our schedule. Monday, I'll quickly go over that and then we'll give you a few minutes. So let's scroll down to Monday since I won't see you later. So scroll down to Monday too, please, Merlin. Thank you. Same as today. Log in. We have a half hour for logistics and questions. We jump into a small group discussion. If you want to get ahead, you can go ahead and read the lesson plan for the discussion. I think it's fun in the moment to do it, but you can do that if you'd like to do that. Then there's small group discussions. We have a speaker, more alums tomorrow who will be talking about how to get the most out of this experience. Same thing. Think about questions you might have for them. Scroll down. And you have a break. Then we'll do another group exercise. You'll spend the afternoon in that exercise. And then we'll introduce the project that you're going to do as a group on Friday. We'll do a mass collaboration project together on Friday. So we'll talk about that. I will note all of our exercises for our site, unlike other sites, are definitely focused on anti-Black racism and inequity. So you'll notice that theme in addition to computational social science. And we try very hard to do that. And then we'll finish with our kickoff with the provost and one of our faculty members and kick off the entire event. And again, you'll be in a small room with the provost. All right, so let's have you all take a 5-minute break so I can get folks set up for this next panel. If you have any questions, feel free to post those up on Slack and we'll try to get to those in between things. These first couple of days, it's sometimes harder to make space for questions. We have so much to go over with you, but I promise there will be greater space for that. So take 5 and we'll let you know when to come back. Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.